everyone, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. It's Berlin back with another video for you. Now, since I last made a drama video, more has popped off about this whole Trisha Peters, D'Amelio sisters and James Charles thing. Let's get into it. So, somebody on TikTok has called James Charles out for his past racist tweets and racist kind of comments. Here we go.
I am so sick of y'all acting like James Charles ended Trisha because supposedly she's racist and he's not. So I came through with receipts. Let's go. So a few years ago, James was canceled for saying all Africa has Ebola and also making this racist comment that like they're going to Africa and he and his friends are going to get Ebola. I don't know if you guys remember Ebola, but there was a lot of racism toward African Americans at the time because of it, like treating them like they were dirty and diseased, and his tweet just added to that. And then he made this comment about how some stupid Indian man didn't have his size at the boardwalk. He was a chubby black woman who sang in a barbershop style a cappella group, which is such a racist stereotype. Posted this picture shaming a black woman for her hairstyle, taking a picture of her in public and posting it on his feed to shame her. He made a post calling slow walkers annoying, and he was called out for being ableist because some people have disabilities that make them walk slow, and he called it the most annoying tweet of the century. He also got in trouble for calling his Mexican friend his slave. So don't tell me that James ended Trisha because he talked fast in a video and he has the same pattern of consistent racist behavior as Trisha did.
So if you aren't aware what that was about James Charles and Trisha Peters getting into it over the D'Amelio sisters the other day. Now the D'Amelio sisters, they got into it a bit. Charlie got very upset because she lost something like 1 million followers, which she has now gained them all back, and she now has the 100 million followers on TikTok that she wanted. So she's now got to that goal that she wanted. Congratulations to her. Honestly, like, this is messy. Trisha Peters, you saw she duetted that TikTok with that person who was calling James Charles out for the past racism tweets, like the Ebola one and all of that shit. We all remember when James Charles did that, and yes, he was very, very young. He was quite sort of new then, you know. So, do you forgive James for his actions? I don't know. But Trisha Peters, she's tweeted out some messy stuff too in regards to the whole Charlie D'Amelio, Dixie D'Amelio, who, of course, took that audio clip of Trisha singing the N-word, did a little dance to it, all of that stuff. So, what do we think? Trisha Peters tweeted out, couldn't care less about Charlie and her racist leech of a sister. Hope they succeed at dancing or whatever they do. But James, he's a piece of shit and his parents should be ashamed. Never apologises. Always an excuse. He's always the victim. Impressive. Someone then responded to Trisha Peters with this. James can't take what he dishes out. He tells his friends to get her, in reference to Trish, regarding her past mistakes. But then when someone does the same thing back to him, he plays the age card like he always does to get out of it. That card won't last long. The thing is, in this situation, Trisha is no saint. Trisha has had all of her own controversies going on. Let's not forget, she has trolled the trans community. She has trolled the DID community, among various other races, religions that she has offended. So, someone has pulled up this receipt of Trisha, you know, saying that she would do the business with an underage boy. Here we go. Am I a paedophile if I want to bang Scotty McCreery? Probably. So just going to say I really love him. Now turn 18. This was in one of her YouTube videos. Someone has included a screenshot of it here below. So Trisha has been coming for James, calling him a predator when she's done things like that. What do you guys think about this? I mean, Trisha, for me, she is known as a troll, right? She is known for trolling people online. So how can she now come for James Charles for his past tweets that might have been trolls, that might have been mistakes? How can she now try and call James Charles a predator after he went through all that stuff last year with Tati Westbrook, Jeffree Star and all of them? How can she now come for James Charles, call him a predator, when she has her own problems with that kind of stuff in the past, when she's tweeted out those problematic things? You get me? And speaking of James Charles, he's now been called out for telling an African American woman on TikTok that she shouldn't have kids. This woman is religious, she has her beliefs, and it all got a little bit messy. The short version is, this lady was asked on her TikTok, would you let your son wear a dress? This is her response.
So the world laughs at it, scoffs at it, mocks at it, makes you feel bad. When you are a parent, You decide what is acceptable in your household. The same way Eliana is not going to be walking around looking like she's grown when she's 13 years old. It's not acceptable. My husband does not wear dresses. My son is not going to wear dresses. As a parent, I decide what I want my children to do until my children become of age. When he's 18 years old, then he can go about his business and do whatever he chooses to do because he is an adult. The Bible says, train up your child in the way he should go. And a lot of parents are shirking this duty to be hip, to be cool, to look a certain way for people on social media. And I'm never going to do that. I'm going to raise my children to what I believe is biblically solid. And whether they choose to follow that or reject that when they get older, that's perfectly up to them.
So that lady left that TikTok. James then commented on the TikTok saying you shouldn't be allowed to have kids or something very similar to that. And this lady has now made a response TikTok to James Charles. So I'm going to play you this and then we'll come back with my thoughts.
Hey, James Charles. So I saw your whole situation with Trish and I thought, oh, okay, makes sense. He can defend himself. But then for you to turn around and do something very similar to me is just very hypocritical of you and very obnoxious. I've seen you pop up on my feed millions of times and I've never once thought it was appropriate to harass you or wish some unkindness upon you for your lifestyle. It is crazy to me that there are literal child molesters out there, people who beat and starve their kids, and you all are so pressed because I say that it's not acceptable in my house for my son to wear a dress. I'm going to continue to parent the way I see fit in my household, James Charles, because this is my household. And just because you're a celebrity on the internet with millions of followers is not going to change my mind. My foundation is stronger than man's approval. So carry on, James.
Woo! She called him out. She went off on James. I don't know what your guys' opinion of this is, but let's talk. Me, personally, I feel that, children should be allowed to express themselves however they like. I'm 37. If I was ever to have children myself and I had a son who wanted to wear a dress, it wouldn't be a problem for me. I'm a queer person anyway, so I like to think I'm quite open-minded about all of this stuff. But for James Charles to try and tell someone else how to parent their children, what do you guys think? Is this okay? Or should James have stayed out of it and kept his mouth shut? Let me know what you think, because a lot of other people on Twitter have had their opinions, so I'm going to share some of those with you now as well. Someone on Twitter wrote, I don't agree with James at all. Her household is her household. I am not going to belittle her choice in anything. It's her kid. James has no right to say anything when he doesn't even have that experience as a parent to see what she may see and make her decisions. Someone else said, you should never tell a woman that. Do I agree with her? No, personally for me, when and if I have kids, if it makes them happy, then that's all that matters. I can't judge another's parenting style. I don't know them, plus opinions change over time. So maybe it will change or not. Someone else said, yeah, sorry, I kind of will feel bad for any kids she has. People don't do it to be hip. It's because their kids have free will and freedom of expression. And not the whole world believes in that book and what it says. So what is your guys' opinion on this? We have just had Harry Styles on the cover of Vogue wearing a Gucci dress. He is a straight man wearing a dress, and it's been kind of well received from what I've seen. I haven't really seen many negative comments about it. Okay, there were some, but a lot more positive ones, if I'm honest. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that because this lady has her religion, that she should be able to tell her children, no, you're not going to wear a dress? Or do you think James Charles was wrong to insert himself? Let me know in the comments. I mean, it's a tricky one. Should James have told that lady that she shouldn't have children? Honestly, probably not. But also, it's hard because I believe in everyone being able to express themselves, and I believe in, equality, and I believe gender is a construct. I don't think you can tell someone what gender they are. So whether it's a child or not, I don't think you can tell somebody, oh, you're a boy, you must wear trousers, you can't wear a dress. I really don't think you can do that to somebody, even if they're a child. That's just my opinion. I mean, I'm aware a lot of people might not agree with that opinion, but that's just my opinion. Would I have gone and told that lady that she shouldn't be allowed to have kids? No, I don't think I would. But also, if you do that to a child, you know, if you treat a child that way, it's complicated, because that's going to cause problems for the child later on in life, in my opinion. You know, you're going to end up with that child feeling insecure, feeling depressed, because they've been told that what they are is wrong. And it's not wrong, in my opinion. You know, I've grown up, you know, with straight parents, straight mom rather, and it's like, it's difficult because there are things about me that people haven't understood in my life. Does it have an impact? Yes, definitely. Absolutely. But can you go and tell someone else how to parent their child? This is where it gets complicated, right? Can you say to somebody, you shouldn't be allowed to have kids because your attitude to parenting is wrong? It's difficult. It's really, really difficult. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm kind of torn on it, honestly, because, you know, because of my experience growing up as a queer person, you know, I know the prejudice that I've faced, and I know other queer people who've also faced a lot of prejudice for, you know, especially like boys wearing dresses and stuff like that, you know. But, you know, I love drag, I love the drag community and all of that stuff. So for me, it's painful if your parent doesn't accept you for who you are. It's painful. But also, that lady has her religious beliefs, and that is what's stopping her from just saying, okay, I'll let my son wear a dress. When he's 18, he can do what he wants. I mean, you know, on the one hand, it's saying when he's 18, he can do what he wants. That's great. But on the other, if you're going to deny a child the right to express themselves, then I'm kind of not cool with that. But James, I really don't think he should have left that comment in this instance. You know, not to kind of come at James Charles, but honestly, I don't think he should have said anything. I think he should have just scrolled past and left it be. Anyway, guys, I am going to stop this little video here. So I will say take care, stay safe, stay well. Thank you so much for watching if you made it this far, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.